We just had a storm go through. At the airport, they had 98-mile-an-hour winds. It was a record, and it left a lot of damage. And we've gone 20 years without having a power failure of any significance, but this time we got caught, and we were without power for 2 days. You can see here the kind of damage it did. And what caused us to lose power was a whole assortment of power lines go down. And so it took a while for them to get all that back up. So in this video, we want to show you a few tips on how to deal with unexpected power failures, blackouts, things that happen that are beyond your control, how to survive them in the best way possible. Tip number one, you gotta stop the heat. We've got a number of big windows on the back side of our house, and our house faces southwest. So in the afternoon, they get a lot of heat. And the number one goal here was to make sure that that heat stayed outside as much as possible. You know, we have curtains inside, and curtains are nice, but we only have them on the bottom half of the windows. And they only do a partially good job anyway, because in between this area, between the window and the curtain, there's a big gap of air there. You can see that we've got a good 7 inches to the edge. There's really a lot of space there that once the heat gets into the house through the glass, it then heats up in that area and eventually goes out over the top and into the room as the heat rises. So curtains help a little bit, but they don't stop everything. So my goal was to make sure that we could stop all that heat, not just the windows, but also this sliding glass door, which is a lot of square footage of sunlight. What I did was I covered all the windows with wrapping paper. These windows here get a lot of sun. And so I just basically took this wrapping paper, it's pretty opaque, and a little bit of tape, cut it to size, and then basically did all these windows here. There's a lot of glass. In the afternoon, it can heat up, and it heat up pretty fast. The second thing I did was to go ahead and put up a tarp over the sliding glass door. This was done from the outside to stop the light from getting into the house at all. After 2 days of middle to upper 90s heat, the temperature only got to 81 plus degrees, which was not at all uncomfortable if you're not doing any work, which is really good because it was smoking hot outside. Try to eliminate as much heat as possible getting into the house. Tip number two is to find power. It just so happens that when this hit, my neighbor went and bought a Honda EU3000 inverter. Basically, it's an engine that runs to generate electricity. And he had a spare plug, and I was more than happy to make use of that spare socket. He not only ran his fridge with it, but I was able to bring a line over to my house and run both the fridge and the freezer. Tip number three is you got to be able to balance the power. Most of your appliances don't need continuous power. They just need to run for a while to get the temperature down, and then they turn off and they rest. And so with our fridge and freezer, all I had to do is go back and forth and swap the power to each of them, keeping them both at the temperature that they need, and was able to get through our outage. Hope this video helps and gets you through any power issues that you have in your future. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.